Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Stories with Oluchi. You know what I like to do at the end of every video? I like to give a shout out to 3 of my subscribers. I have 3 names already on my list that I want to give a shout out to, and I cannot wait. But first, I have a story for you guys. Well, here's how it goes. So a woman from Oklahoma was outside mowing her lawn one day when she was bitten on the ankle by a suspicious insect. It wasn't long after that she noticed a rash on her ankles. The bumps were green and purple. She'd never seen anything like this in her life. A few weeks after she was bitten by the insect, she noticed dark spots on her arms, and soon those spots spread all over her body. Arms, legs, feet, everywhere. Spots on the rest of her body had multiplied so much she had to wear long sleeves and long pants all throughout summer and winter. She was embarrassed by the way she looked, and the itching was getting worse. Now the itching was so bad that she stays up all night scratching. She scratched so much and so hard the thick bumps would start to bleed. The itching began to interfere with her job as well, because while she's sitting on her desk, she can't stop itching, and this was becoming disturbing to her colleagues. They were distracted and they could not help but, try to see if they could help her somehow. When she returned to her desk afterwards, there were blood stains on her pants. The itching was terrible. She had no idea what to do about it. She was struggling at work. She was barely sleeping at night. She was becoming depressed and frustrated. So she went to see a doctor. She saw a dermatologist. And finally, the dermatologist performed a test on her called a biopsy. And when the result came out, it was inconclusive. They did not know what was going on with this woman. But they had to give her diagnosis and name. So they simply told her that she had parigo, which is a term for itchy spots. But that's not really what's wrong with this woman. Than that, the doctor just told her, yeah, you have itchy spots, something she already knew. She was given many medications to try and help it, but none of them worked. And she lived like this for 7 years. So when Calvina couldn't take this anymore, she called the television show with doctors. They brought her on the show and they had her sit down with a top-level dermatologist called Dr. Sonia Batra. So this doctor examined her and said that this was the most interesting case of herigo that she had ever seen. So finally someone had a name for her condition, and it was herigo. So right away she began running some tests. The first condition was that she was suffering from something called hypothyroidism. It occurs when the thyroid gland doesn't produce enough hormones. It's a relatively common and treatable condition. The doctor discovered that Calvina also had a secondary condition that could have made her hypothyroidism worse. It was through a biopsy of the rash that the doctor discovered that she also had urticarial vasculitis. It's an autoimmune condition that causes blood vessels to swell. The combination of these 2 conditions is what caused that rash all over her body. But now the good news is that they know what was causing her issue, so they could finally treat her. Calvina was very happy. She began to cry, and after 7 years of suffering, she finally felt like she was going to be herself again. The doctor told her that they would first get her hypothyroidism under control, and then they could treat her urticarial vasculitis. Dr. Batra referred Calvin to another doctor called Dr. Adrian, Lamb Skin Care in Oklahoma City. So Dr. Batra referred Calvino to another doctor who owns a skin care clinic in Oklahoma City. They needed somebody close so that she could, easily go to her appointments. They gave her medication for the hypothyroidism and she started steroid injections. About 6 months later, her treatment was complete. And best of all, the doctors offered to treat Calvina free of charge. So finally, she got the answer to her problem. She was going to get her treatment that she needed. After a few injections, she started to feel relief. The itching lessened. She didn't have itch outbreaks as often as she did. She couldn't wait until she could finally start wearing short sleeves and dresses in public again. For the first time in 7 years, Calvina was free. Calvina felt happier about her life today. She loved the fact that she was feeling better. She no longer itched and she no longer looked like a contagious woman. She thanked the doctors, of course. She finally realized that it wasn't the insects that caused her problems in the first place. It was just a coincidence. Well, today, she's happier and healthier than she has ever been. Whew, what a story, man. As I was reading, I felt like something was crawling up my skin. I felt like I was gonna itch myself, wishing stuff like this on anyone. Thank you so much for watching. I promise to give a shout out to 3 of my subscribers. Today's shout out goes to Judith Smith, Wisdom, and Logan. You guys are awesome, and I hope you're having a good day. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on TikTok at Stories with Oluchi. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.